Bloober team is on a roll. After last year's smash hit Silent Hill 2 remake, they have their own new IP, Kronos, the new dawn. And I think it's even better. I've now spent roughly 15 hours or so total with the game, beating it once and starting up a new game plus, and this trippy, surreal survival horror title is one of the best that I have played in the genre. This is the XboxEra review of Kronos, the new dawn. You are a traveler, awakened to try and save the best of humanity in the past, to preserve it in this new, terrible future. Information is rarely given freely in Kronos. Instead, you must poke every nook and cranny. There are notes, posters, and recordings in each zone that let you piece together what has happened in this time travel-filled universe. The game begins with a test. You, as a newly awoken traveler, a essential meat sack inside of a suit, are only there to carry forward the progress made by your predecessor. What is that progress? Who are you, and who are your predecessors? The game dishes out these answers slowly across its 10 to 15 hour runtime. No spoilers, as always, but I found the Twin Peaks, Stranger Things, sci-fi horror vibes to be the best that Bloober team had ever devised. Every ounce of Kronos is dark, mysterious, and stays incredibly cool. Some of the English VO is a bit cheesy, and oddly for a game entirely set in Poland by Polish developers, there is no Polish voiceover to try out. But Kronos is deceptively dense. While the variety of locales is low, with the game taking place decades after civilization fell, alongside dives into the past at the start of the outbreak that took it all down. The change turns humans into monsters who can merge and become far more terrifying and difficult challenges. Through many combat encounters and some light puzzles, you'll search for clues as to the origins of the disease, who your company known as The Collective is, and what your role in the story is meant to be. And Kronos can be a difficult game. Your character is slow, bulky, and has low agility. You will be tasked with killing hundreds of infected in a world where ammo is increasingly precious. Throughout your quest, you will have access to a powerful charge pistol, a burst variant of said pistol, a shotgun, an SMG, and a railgun. They're all versions of your main weapon, which is also a blade. Alas, inventory space is supremely light, and you'll have to scrounge the environment for resources. While you can straight up find ammunition, suit repair kits, and more, the main currency of this game is simply titled energy. With energy, you can use the save station store to upgrade your guns and buy resources like bullets, heals, and more. Those save stations typically have a few important items like cores, which are needed to upgrade your suit itself. Kronos demands exploration while knowing how difficult it will be to remain stocked up while doing it. You can only hold a small amount of ammunition for each weapon type to start, and each weapon attachment occupies a precious inventory slot. By the end, I could hold 10 rounds in my charge pistol and then 15 more in one slot of my inventory. Carrying all 4 weapons, or 5 if you're a maniac, is the type of luxury you'll only be able to afford in New Game Plus, as long as you continually find all of the necessary cores for upgrades. Every part of the game, from movement during combat to exploration, requires deliberate choices. The Changed, aka those infected whom you will fight, have obvious and mostly slow-hitting attacks. And while you have no dodge maneuvers, you can sprint for however long you want. Using rooms to your advantage, especially as they tend to be full of explosive and fuel-filled canisters, is key to staying alive. Alongside your weaponry, you also have a flam canister in your suit that you can shoot out in little AoE around you, and proximity mines that can set enemies and corpses ablaze. The fire will stun living enemies, dealing heavy damage, and cause corpses to disappear, which becomes key over time as enemies will absorb the dead around them to become those far more powerful variants if you don't stop them mid-transformation with a headshot. So now a little hint for you. But your aim really sucks early on. Saving up energy to lower the weapon sway should be first on most players' lists of upgrades. And you have to do it per weapon, which also kind of sucks. I played the game on PC, as can be the case, Xbox code was not ready before launch. Using both a controller and mouse and keyboard, it was damned hard to hit enemies from any more than 5 to 10 feet away until I had a few upgrades under my belt. There are also numerous yellow X mark boxes that litter the environment. While you could waste ammo on them, the Traveler can both punch and stomp. While most of these containers have energy in them, during more hectic boss fights, they are an invaluable source of ammo and health packs. And those melee moves will come in useful early on in the game when ammo is supremely scarce, and you'll find yourself wailing away on the monsters trying to stay alive. And there are some other really cool movement and combat mechanics in the game, though they come in the back half of the story, and I feel like they're best left for you to discover on your own. Just know that Kronos very smartly changes things up, even joking about how repetitive some of the jump scare fights can get before giving you like a nice long breather into a puzzle or story section. That story, while not perfect, is something I ended up greatly enjoying. And I'm not super great at exploration in games like this. I do tend to mainline too often and miss out on context, but thankfully, I got what I think to be most of the picture on this one. You wake up, you have a purpose, and almost immediately realize, shit, nothing is the way it's supposed to be. This desolate future bereft of life outside of many helpful cats is full of contradictions that lead you to question everything. I thought I knew where it was going, and boy, I did not. While I wasn't the biggest fan of a few of the revelations, I did grow to appreciate them more as a backstory got filled out. At certain points during the game, you'll have choices to make, so do not put that controller down during major cutscenes. Going through again and seeing the minor changes was interesting in my New Game Plus. Some collectibles give you different passive bonuses. Outside of that, they felt a little underutilized, and to say what those things are is pretty spoilery, so I won't. Just know the word essences is a thing. The interesting premise is backed up with mostly solid writing. Some of the past humans you'll come across feel one note, while others do get a proper fleshing out as multi-dimensional characters. Your Traveler in particular goes through a lot. Though even there, I would have appreciated having a little bit more influence over some of her decisions in the latter half. Graphically, at least on my PC, the game looks great. Running in Unreal Engine 5, I do worry about the performance on consoles. Whenever a game isn't available before launch, the most I can say is just keep an eye out for Xbox and PS5 related coverage before making the purchase. While it ran great for me on my 5800X 7900 XTX combo, I have absolutely no idea how it will be on a console. On my PC though, boy, it was pretty. While some of the base architecture can be a bit samey, the quality and lighting makes everything pop. Some of the trippy sequences, especially ones that involve gravity, are jaw-dropping. All of it is elevated by an excellent soundtrack that is parts Blade Runner, The Division, Stranger Things, and some really beautiful opera. The OST adds so much to the overall vibes, perfectly capturing the haunted weirdness that the game's story is going for. Wrapping things up, Kronos: The New Dawn is excellent. Gorgeous graphics, smartly deliberate gameplay, an intriguing story, and incredible music creates a new IP that is easily Bloober Team's best.